Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So we have a just over 8 pound box of jewelry here. This is my sell pile. And then this here is my scrap pile that I'm going to take stuff from. This one here is a little flower pin that I'm going to be giving to a friend of mine. She really likes flower and that's very fallish. Here's just a little simple leather bracelet with the little plastic beads on there. And we'll move down here. We've got this other little plastic bracelet with these little panels in there. A bit of a wider bangle bracelet there and a stretch. And then we've got this adjustable ring here with the little beads on top there in the black, little silver tone. And then we have this one here that I'm going to have to do a little bit of altering on just because it's missing one of these little end caps and the end cap was not in there, so I will end up shortening that up so that it looks like it's both even on there, but it's a nice little layered necklace there. And then there's this little plastic stretch bracelet. I might do a stretch bracelet lot out of this. And then I've got a bunch of plastic stuff that I'll do a plastic lot as well. And then here is a nice little vintage floral ring here with the little rhinestones on it and the enamel outside there. That one is one of the few rings in this lot that was not an adjustable ring. And then there's a couple of little gold tone studs. And there's this big wooden, almost African style necklace here as well. And then there was this little fabric and gold tone chain bracelet here. And then just another little fish line bracelet here with the little plastic panels on it and these nice little red ones in there as well. And then this just was a very simple necklace with a little simple chain in a gold tone there. And then this is an interesting one. This here is a vintage, and it opens up. If I can open it with one hand, and it's just a little perfume. Little packet here. You stick the little one in there, and they used to have the little scents. They have a collector's market. It is missing a little front thing there, so we'll just list it without that. Caballero is the brand there. And here's another layered beaded in that gunmetal chain. And then here's a longer, large panel bead bracelet there, or necklace there as well. And we have this one here that says Teresa. I don't like monogram stuff, but this one's in pretty good shape, so we might try and sell that before we throw it into a lot. We might try and sell that by itself. And then here's just another little simple necklace with the little gold tone butterfly there, and it's got the little box clasp on it. And then here's a beaded wrap bracelet in that boho style there with the little wood beads. And there's a few other pieces here. So there's this little ring here that it's missing a stone. I did put a garnet in. The garnet's a slightly different color though, so it's a little darker. But the back is in really rough shape. I'll probably try converting that into a pendant and see how that goes. And then another ring in this one. And this is a 925 silver ring. My mandolin says that it is 7.5 in size. And then here's a couple little bronze tone bracelets. One has these little enamel bead things on them. I'll probably try and sell them as a lot. And then here's another boho style wrap bracelet here, and that bead, and it's got these beads are kind of cool because they've got little flowers inside them. And then there's this little adjustable ring here as well, and wasn't missing any rhinestones, so we'll definitely sell that. It's in really good condition. And then here's a bead bracelet as well that says content on it, so we'll try and sell that. And a few more bangles that we'll find some lots in. This one here, there's two of this one in there, but the other one's missing a few little beads on it, so we'll just end up lotting that one. Someone can use it. And then there's this one here. It's got the little crisscross going, not missing any rhinestones. And this one will just get lotted up with some of the other ones. Got a few more bracelets. Here's another 4 bangles here. Again, we'll be lotting some of these. This one here's got the little beadwork on it. It's little seed beads, so it would have taken quite a bit of work on there. And then here's some wood panel ones with kind of the American flag stars on it. And they are wooden, so we'll end up trying to sell that as well. And then there's this one here in kind of that belt buckle style of leather thick bracelet, and it has this lace on it here as well as this butterfly, and it says ooh la la. And then sorry for the dog barking, just 1 second. And then we have this cuff bracelet here in a silver. And that one, I have a very similar wire one to that as well that we'll end up selling. And then here's a rope necklace with some rope tassels on it. The tassels are actually in very, very good condition, so I was a little surprised about that. And then there's kind of these fancy beads on here as well. And then we have this long necklace here as well. I don't know what is up with my dog. In these plastic beads here. They are all plastic, made to look like stone, but they are plastic. And then I have a couple earrings here as well. Little Silvertone. I do not think that they are silver. Oh, they don't actually, are not magnetic, so they might be silver. I will have to put them in my test pile. And a couple more bracelets here. There's this stretch one here, looks handmade. We'll pair that up with a different stretch one. See what we can do with that. And then here's a Chico's brand bracelet. And they're interlocking, wrapped howlite and plastic. And then we have a couple of necklaces. Again, I hate wire necklaces just because they hook on literally everything and they get these little crimps in them. As you can see, this one's got a tiny one in there. I did straighten most of that out, but they still do that all the time. And there's nice wood beads on here. Even this one here with the little fancy engraving on it, that's all wood as well. And then there's this rope necklace here with this little, I'm not sure if it's an apple or supposed to be a carrot. I think it's probably supposed to be an apple, but who knows. And then there's this thick little beaded necklace here, super thick collar style necklace. And then there's this one here as well in a gold tone. And all these things, I thought it was wear at first, but it's actually these little floral patterns put into some of the beads, which is kind of cool. And then that one there is branded, and I don't know what this brand is, HY, so I do have to look up that brand yet. Pull a few more. And there's these Silvertone earrings here in the hoop. And then we have a tennis style bracelet here with the rhinestones that are not missing any, as well as this other little stretch bracelet with these little metal beads, and another tennis style bracelet there. And then a pair of earrings that have two tones. There is, well, it's in black, but then there's pink and white rhinestones going all around it. And then we have a couple of these little seed bead rings. They're both adjustable. I might pair them up with a seed bead bracelet or something, see if someone wants that in a lot. And then we have this fabric bracelet that has the brass tone in the back there. A couple of these. This one here is just a simple little charm with the Day of the Dead skull on it. You can add more charms to those. And then here's another little bangle that will end up lotting up with some of the others. And then this one here is, I'm not sure what type of writing that actually is, because it doesn't look Asian. It yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but it's got this rubberized rope around it as well. And then this one here is very colorful, and these are all hand painted beads, and they feel like wood, so it's very, this would have taken a lot of work to have made that one. And then this here is a Gwen Stefani brand necklace with that sassy or classy tassel, whatever Margaret wants to call it, in there. The little metal tassel at the bottom there. But yes, it is a Gwen Stefani brand. And then there's a wood bracelet here as well with little fancy engravings on the wood panels. And then this one here again is that buckle style in just this croco leather. And then we have these earrings, little drop dangle. Yeah, those are plastic beads. And then another little stretch pearl bracelet. I've got a few of these ones. And then another stretch bracelet. And then there's just this little pendant here that I'm going to try and use. Looks like it's got a little seahorse fossil inside there. But yeah, we'll try and utilize that somehow. And then there is these little handmade beaded earrings as well. One of those earrings, the hook fell off, so I'll have to fix that one. And another pair of little gold tone earrings. And that's two different ones. I do have the mates for those. Yeah, so there's the mates for those. And then there's this chevron necklace here as well in a gold tone. It's a very simple style. And this one here needs a long chain on it, so I'll take one of the ones that they have on there and we'll add that on. And then another stretch bead bracelet. And then we have another wrap with the little clasp ones in the center that connect it, which is kind of unique. And then just a short little necklace here in a choker style. And then we have this very bright, as you can see my reflection in it, pink bangle bracelet, very thick. And this simple little necklace here with the stones on it. And we have this one here that has a combination of wood and yarn beads. The yarn beads are actually in really good shape. And I always find these little clasps here very unique. And we have a pendant, it looks like. And we'll have to find a chain or something to attach that to. And then a necklace here as well. And yet another little dangly stretch bracelet. And some more handmade earrings in this lot here with the little plastic beads. And a couple more little stretch bracelets. Like I said, we're going to do either a seed and probably a seed bead and a stretch bracelet lot with those. And there's this green plastic bead here as well. And yet another little stretch bracelet here. The little wood seed beads. And I like this bracelet here. It's got this leaf with the antiquing of the green on it. And a seed bead double layer bracelet there. And then a single layer one there. Another one almost identical to that. And then a brown one in the stretch. And this is here is a little bit more of a fancier wrap bracelet here. These little ones would have taken a lot of work to make those. And then we have this bracelet here as well. This is a bit more of a thicker stretch bracelet, a little more fancy, elegant. And then we have this layered one here that has these plastic beads that are made to look like giant seeds on the stainless steel chain. And then this layered necklace here as well. Yeah, that one's going to be a very long necklace. Okay, and I'm going to do a plastic bead necklace lot as well. There's this one here in plastic, that one there in plastic, that one in plastic, same with that. So we'll probably lot all of them together. And then there's this fancy little stretch bracelet here as well. And this one here would have taken, again, a lot of work to make all those flowers and all that. Very, very pretty little bracelet there. And then we have a couple little weird ones. This one here has what looks like almost like those little water finding picks on it. Just wrapped on this little beaded bottom there with the metal, and then it's got a little bead at the end of the clasp there, just give that little something extra. And then here's another plastic beaded necklace that we'll probably pair with the other ones. And a couple more stretch bracelets. And then this one here was missing two tiny little stones. There's one there and another one, but it's a very nice bracelet. I don't think that'll affect it too much in terms of the selling it. It's got this little enamel work on the sides there. Just very, very fancy, elegant clamper style bracelet. So we'll end up selling that for sure. A few more here. We'll just bring them over. There's these little small earrings here, just little drop dangles. Another little couple of earrings here, and these, they look handmade too. And then there's this interesting little bracelet here that's got the 5 pieces all connected and the little heart charm. And then a very tiny leather choker. So I'm guessing this is probably for a teen or a lady with a smaller neck. And then these are very long Bangle earrings. You can hear them as they go. And then here is another seed bead necklace here as well. And then this one here is a pair of angel wings, kind of in that two-toned silver bronzed look there with the little panel stick necklace chain. And then there's this one here as well in another little choker. It's got the little crosses on it. That isn't missing any of the beads from it. And that one, I don't know if this is a maker's mark that they use or if that's just someone put a little charm on it. That I don't know, so I'll have to look that up. And then this little bracelet here, it looks almost like it pairs to that. It's kind of got that southwestern style heart on it. So I might just pair that up with that necklace. And then another little stretch one, but this one here has got an intricate flower painting on the wood. And then there's this necklace here with the little owl eyes and the rhinestone. Owls are always very popular. And then there's these little handmade wood bead earrings there. And then I've got another earring here, and the mate is somewhere around here. The mate must have stuck to something because it's not sitting there, but I do have a pair of those. And then here's a rope bracelet here that you can adjust just by pulling on that. And there's the mate to that other one. There, we have a pair. And then there's this very thick, heavy chain bracelet. Very heavy. Again, that would go on a bit of a smaller wrist for something so heavy. And then there's this ring here that has 3 crosses, and then it has in gold, and then it has this silver fruit-looking charm on it. So that might be representing the fruit of the spirit. If you're religious. And then another ring with enamel, gold tone, and these rhinestones on it. This is another adjustable ring there. There was some nice rings in this lot. And then this one here is thick beaded leather bracelet. Would have taken quite a bit of work to make that guy as well. Anything with beads takes a lot of work. And then there's this one here. That's cute openwork style gold tone necklace on this gold toned chain. And then there's this necklace here as well that has these little fancy droplets on them. And then there's the little plastic, almost confetti pieces up there. And this bracelet here is very thick chain and rope wrapped as well. There is some signs of wear on the clasp, but it's two-toned as it is, so it does kind of suit it. And that is by BR, which might be Banana Republic. I'll have to look that up to make sure that style of BR is the same. And then there's this ring here. It was missing another little rhinestone, so I did add these two here to kind of cover that up. On this mesh flower. And then we have this one here, which is faux mother of pearl, and these metal beads here as well on a stretch. And then another seed bead and regular bead necklace here as well in layers. And then there's this tiny little bracelet. This would be meant for a child. But very, very fancy and elegant for a child's bracelet. And then there is these earrings here as well, in the gold and silver tone. They remind me of something I would have seen in the that you'd see in the 80s there. As well, these are intentionally different. I'm not sure what the point in having one without the little gold tone scorings in it and one with is, but it's definitely intentional. Even the one with the gold tone, with the gold scorings on it, that earring back is a little bit more gold toned as well. So I don't know what that purpose is, but clearly intentional. And then there's these little glass beads. There's a special name for these ones that have the little eyes on them, but that looks handmade as well. And then here is a two-toned gold and bronzed infinity bracelet that says Love Attic. And yeah, it's definitely vintage. It's got that squared clasp there as well. And then this one here, very bulky. It has taken on it. Very, very big necklace there. And that one's branded as well. Just bring up that brand name, is by S. So I don't know what S stands for. But I will have to try and figure that out. And then here is a leather wrapped one here in the gold tone, as well as another plastic bead stretch bracelet. And then some almost southwestern style earrings again in a pewter and plastic. And there is a mate to that as well. And then we have another plastic bracelet here. And then we have this wood seed necklace here as well. I have seen that style before. And then there is this layered long necklace as well, with the gold tone little medallions on it. And then we're going to move over to my scrap pile here. I'll try and do something with this. I might try and see if I can glue that to maybe one of these earrings that's missing hooks, and maybe make a pendant out of that. But a pair of those earrings missing hooks. And then there's this earrings here as well that are missing hooks, so I do need more hooks for that. This one I'm just going to end up scrapping. It's just in really, really rough shape here. Another little stretch bracelet that I will end up scrapping. And then there's this rope as well that has the tassels on it, but it's in rough shape. But I'm going to scrap that anyway. Someone might be able to use those caps and maybe the rest of that rope in a different project. As well, there was rings for keychains and bangle that's really, really worn, so we're going to end up scrapping that. And this one that's missing all kinds of rhinestones and leather, it's in rough shape. And then there's this pendant here too that's rubberized silicone. I think that's a teething necklace. We'll end up scrapping both of them. And then this one here, the beads are kind of worn, but we'll scrap that. Maybe someone can steal parts from it. And then this here is just a whole bunch of clips and stuff, so we'll end up again scrapping that, so I might be able to use it. And there's this chain here that I'm going to steal beads from, because the beads are really, really nice for that. And the chain is not magnetic, so I'm wondering if it's silver, so I'll put that in my testing pile as well. And then there's this ribbon here that I will end up scrapping as well. Someone might use it. It's in fairly good shape. I just don't know what I would do with it. And then it's got these like horsehair tassels on it as well. And then a ring that would have been nice, but the back is really, really worn, so we're just going to end up scrapping that as well. Someone might just like that. And this one here I'm going to steal the beads from. And then there's all kinds of rope. I'm not sure if I will use it. I'm not much of a rope chain person myself. And then this was that other one that I was talking about that was missing some beads. So I will probably just scrap that, and rather than destroying the whole thing, I will scrap it as is instead of stealing all the beads, which another bead just fell off of that. So maybe someone can either fix it or steal the stuff from it. I'll give someone a chance for that. And another strand that has no clasps, so I will scrap that, and someone might be able to use that again. And then this one here, I am probably going to steal the beads and stuff from. A little key ring. And there is this one here that, as you can see, is missing a piece. So we might make some alterations in that and change that, and then try and maybe utilize these pieces here in a different necklace style. And then this one here is actually a bracelet that is apart in pieces. So all the pieces are here, so I might just attach fishing line to that and put a lobster clasp on it and remake that bracelet, because it was very pretty. There's all kinds of chain here that I'm going to utilize as well, and then there's this necklace that I'll steal all the beads from as well. And yeah, those beads were scattered throughout the whole box, so I did have to pick up all those beads. And then there's this one here that the rope is quite disgusting and the ends are stretching out, so we're just going to steal those beads from it, and the rest will probably end up tossing that rope just because it is in such rough shape. I won't bother trying to scrap that with somebody else. But yeah, so there's also this really thick weird clasp here that I might try and utilize just for the sake of utilizing them and not letting it go to waste, or I might scrap it. We'll see. But yeah, there's also this little chunk of, I believe it's agate. Might be rose quartz too. Actually, I think it's rose quartz. So we'll end up probably keeping that. I'll probably give it to my son, part of his rock collection that he has. But thanks for watching, guys. Probably have another video soon.